Yo, yo, yo. Brand new edition of Hockey Happy Hour. No live Flyers reactions tonight, unfortunately, but I do have the Ducks and the Rangers on the tube tonight. We got a lot to talk about. A couple trades going down, more trade deadline talk as we are 1 week away. And we got a little bracketology for you. We're going to break that down in a little bit and let you know what exactly we put on the bracket. Join us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn on the notifications. Never, ever miss anything AGD has to offer. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like force this game, he stinks!
Oh shit!
He's cold!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of the Hockey Happy Hour, only on A2D Radio and powered by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Hey, he's Brian Daly. You can find him at BrianGuy_85. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Robbie?
Nothing much. I'm at Rob_Povia, and filling in for Maddie, who's off this week, is the one, the only Mr. Frank Despy.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, you're a dead excuse me.
That's what I'm saying. It's too soon.
Very too soon. But with that get up, you can follow Frank at FC Despy. What's going on, everybody? Tonight, hey, we got a jam-packed show. We're going to be going around the league on a busy night for hockey, and the NCAA tournament also tips off tonight. In the spirit of bracketology, we get in on the action with our bracket for the best jerseys throughout NHL's history. But first, the NHL trade deadline is a week away. Who are your Flyers that need to be traded by the deadline? We posed out to you, Justin Braun and Martin Jones will be traded by the deadline. Agree or disagree? And tonight's poll is being brought to you by BetUSA. BetUSA is a leading online sports book who has been in the market for over 25 years. You can bet anywhere in the U.S. on everything. Use the link bit.ly/BetUSA_A2D. We'll drop the link for you in the comments for a 125% sign up bonus. So, Brian, I'm going to kick it first right off to you, man. Do you think these two guys will be donning different sweaters after next Monday?
I absolutely do. I think Braun's been one of the best defenders consistently all season long for the Flyers, which is why he's been up on the top pairing for them. And I think he can get you some good value back to a team like, obviously he's not going to be Colorado now. I actually thought Colorado would be a good fit for Justin Braun, but they just acquired Josh Manson.
Right.
And we'll talk about that a little more in a little bit. But, you know, a team that's just on the brink of being a Stanley Cup contender, I think would be a perfect fit for Braun. As far as Martin Jones, there's teams out there that are looking for goaltending help. Teams like Carolina, Toronto's in the market. I've heard rumors of Jonathan Gibson linked to Toronto, which would be really ironic because his predecessor went to Toronto in a trade.
Right.
It'd be really weird. Deja vu all over again. But yeah, I totally agree to the poll. I think those two guys can get you some, and I know some people disagree on Martin Jones, but they can get you some value back, especially Justin Braun. And there's a few other guys on this list that I'm going to get into in a little bit. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think these are two guys that you definitely need to move. And I've said it before and I've said it again. I mean, these are pieces that teams are going to desire. These are pieces that you're not going to, utilize for this rebuild, retool, whatever you want to talk about it. They're really assets that you could help, gather some picks, but gather some younger prospects. I mean, the big name, of course, I mean, we wanted to start off with Justin and Martin is that, almost beating a dead horse with Claude Giroux. He's still the big topic for Philadelphia. Any one of these three gentlemen will help a team. Frank, I wanted to throw this out to you, man, just being from, a fan base around the league, right?
Right.
Where do you think would be a good landing spot for Claude Giroux?
Oh, geez. I mean, it's a tough one. I think he would probably go to a Stanley Cup contender, get that last push. But the problem is, I don't even know if he's going to get traded. I mean, he's going to approach 1,000 games on Thursday, which is huge. Congrats to him, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't see the Flyers pull the trigger on it just yet. I think he stays after the deadline. I don't see him getting moved, but with other pieces, I could see some movement going on, but this team needs a lot of help. It's time for them to hit the reset button and, get these young guys going. I mean, it's tough how this season is going for the Flyers. I mean, 2 double-digit losing streaks. That's not a good look. Yeah. Everybody's going down with COVID or injuries. It's hard to watch this team. It feels like I'm watching the process era Sixers.
Yeah. Well, G came out and said that this is by far his worst season, his worst experience being a member of the Philadelphia Flyers. He also said an interesting point during the interview that he was going to sit down with management over the next couple of days and talk about the deadline and talk about the future. And it's funny how he said, why are you going to talk about the future with a potential team that maybe is going to trade you? One notion we brought up on this show several weeks ago, Brian, we talked about the idea of sort of Claude being a rental and then coming back and signing with a team-friendly deal in the offseason to finish his career as a Flyer. And, thinking about it more, we're like, all right, Keith Tkachuk was the last NHLer to do so. It's very rare, probably doubtful it's going to happen. But with those comments from Claude, do you think that maybe is a possibility?
I think it's a possibility. Rangers just took a 2-1 lead here on a pretty wicked shot by Zibanejad. Hate him, and I love him. Yeah. I think it is definitely a possibility because Drew loves it here. He has guys in the locker room saying, he thrives to put that jersey on every night. And it's a tough situation for everybody involved because Claude's getting older. He's 33, 34 years old. He hasn't won a cup. If this team does decide to go into full rebuild mode, who's to say they're in and out of it in 3 to 4 years? We've seen some teams, come out of it in 2 to 3 years, but the Flyers are dysfunction from the top to all the way down. So, if they decide to go into full rebuild mode, which I think would be a terrible idea, who's to say Claude retires the Flyer and ever gets another shot at winning a Stanley Cup? It's a tough situation for Claude. I think he needs to just sit down with management, say, trade me and let me get a chance at a cup. And maybe I come back and sign a 1 or 2 year deal down the road and retire as a Flyer. And I agree with Jesse, trade Comcast. I wish we could.
Speaking of which, Jesse chiming in with the first comments of the show, which is being brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. If you use promo code A2D, get 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or order online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com.
I wish I can get there and get a cheesesteak. Their cheesesteaks look so good. They look so good. I see Swoopy and Dylan all chiming in. Dylan saying Martin Jones to Edmonton, which I don't think is a far-fetched move for them. Mm-hmm. But as far as getting back to Giroux, it's a tough situation for him. Like I said, he's 34. If he goes into full rebuild mode, he may never get another shot at getting to the playoffs in his career. Right. So if I'm go figure, Montreal's losing 4-1 to Arizona right now after just beating the Flyers.
Shane Gostisbehere, by the way, having more assists than any Flyer currently and more goals than any current Flyers
Oh,
defenseman.
wonderful.
And we had to
Yeah,
trade
that
a
makes you
pick
feel
to get
good.
rid of his salary. Just throwing it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that makes you feel good about that trade. You get nothing in return for.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I'm Giroux, I ask to get traded, and maybe eventually down the line after like another year or two, see where the team is, and maybe consider coming back as a free agent and retiring as a Flyer.
Right. Bottom line is he'll do whatever is good for the organization that, has brought him into the league. But getting back more towards the poll question, because there are, a flurry of activity that's been going on around the league. Brian, you've been a kid on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said Justin Braun's chances going to Colorado are hampered. Where would be a good fit for him? Where would be a good fit for Marty Jones? Because to me, like Justin Braun, I'll keep him, I'll take him. I just think he's very valuable at this time. But Martin Jones, you really have no purpose for it. You signed him to a one-year deal to be a veteran backup on hopefully a cup run. Well, it didn't work out like that. You got to free up that spot to get Felix Sandstrom some more time on the NHL ice.
Oh, right. Ducks just tied it up with a power play goal. Max Comtois looking like he's gotten his second.
Flyers score when you talk. The Ducks score when I talk.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Brawny, I thought Brawny, like I said, would have been a really good fit for Colorado. And I hear everybody saying G to Colorado. I don't think that's happening anymore.
Even when I know Brinkman brought it up, saying with Gabriel Landeskog out.
Yeah, I mean, unless he lands on the LTIR, they're not going to have enough cap space to bring in G because they just landed Josh Manson, who's got a $4.1 million contract. They gotta worry about. I know Anaheim took some of his contract back, but to bring in another 8.25 mil, it's gonna handcuff them completely. And then they bring in Nico Sturm, so they're making the moves. I don't think they're going after G. So whatever rumors they're hearing about G to Colorado, I'm cutting those ties. I know Florida's keeping an eye on them. I know, and they have some cap space, and they got guys that they can move too. But jumping back to Brawny, I could see going, ironically, possibly to Florida to kind of shore up their defensive unit. I know they've been. I don't want to necessarily say they've been struggling, but they could always use an upgrade down there at the defensive end. And as far as Marty Jones, I agree with Dylan. I think he winds up in Montreal or Edmonton. Sorry. I think he winds up in Edmonton. They need the help badly. You got Mike Smith, right, who's 41, Kaskinen, who's 34, 35, somewhere around. He's not a young goaltender. You go out and you bring in a guy like Marty Jones. I think you can get a third or fourth round pick for him, which I think it would be great. I think that's great value back for essentially I don't want to say washed up starter, but he didn't have a great year in his last year in San Jose, which is a part of the reason why they parted ways with him.
Right.
But I think bringing him in could really help that goalie situation that Edmonton just continues to have issues with.
Right. Let's get to some of these comments real quick. Back it up to, you don't have to move it, Frankie, but I know Brinks asked for a fantasy replacement for Landeskog. Well, that's going to be a tough player to replace, but you can always look at Jacob Verana, left winger, Detroit, Josh Norris, center for Ottawa, Dylan Strome, who's been picking up 6-game point streak currently. He plays center and right wing, so it gives you a little flexibility there. Look at those three guys. Maybe even an Anthony Mantha or an Anders Lee, if any of those are available in your league. Dylan Ushler chimes in, our resident Flames fan. The Flames might have room for a move after Frank Saravelli said that they don't want to move Monahan, but are looking to make a massive move with him involved. Might get a rental as Flames need cap to re-sign Johnny Tkachuk, Mangiapane,
yep.
Mangiapane and Killington. Mangiapane. How could I mispronounce?
Mangiapane.
I'll put myself in timeout for that. Go on. Discuss
I think the Flames could make sense for Giroux. I mean, you put him with a guy like Johnny, they can create some trouble. I mean, Giroux's not a shoot first player, but those two guys, they both have filthy mitts. Johnny's got some reckless speed. and an ability to shoot the puck. So I think G could make I think G can make them better. I think losing Monahan, though, I think hurts that team a little bit. That Monahan's been a key component in that rebuild for pretty much since the beginning. So I think that might hurt him. That benefits the Flyers if Monahan's a part of the return for Giroux, and you're getting a young stud player. But I think Giroux needs to go somewhere where he lands on a line with a guy who can shoot the puck. His big thing is, I'm a shoot first type player. I was reading comments all over the internet, Cam Atkinson is overrated, blah, blah, he can't shoot. But no. Claude Giroux's numbers went up because of Cam Atkinson, and Cam Atkinson's number went up because of Claude Giroux. But because of the lack of offense they've had lately, you have to break them up. Now, other destinations that I could think of for Claude Giroux that would be a fit, and I've been saying this for weeks, is Minnesota. I think Minnesota would be a great fit for him. Calgary, I think, would be a good fit for him. Put Giroux with, call me crazy. No, that won't work. I don't know how much cap space they have. I was going to say maybe you mess around with Edmonton, see what you can get.
Well, he ain't just going to go anywhere, though. You know what I mean?
No, he's not. He's got his list. He's in full control of what his destiny is going to be.
I think G will be traded. I think Florida is going to be the destination. That's just my opinion. What up, Wills?
I saw Dylan say Owen Tippett in return. I would not be against that. I like Owen Tippett, young guy, I believe he's still on his ELC, and he's a guy that could definitely grow with this team. He's like I said, he's young. I think he's only like 23 or 24. So I'm about it. Let's go.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, Dylan also goes, Giroux would be on the second line with Giroux, Backlund, Mangiapane, or maybe move Giroux back to center so it's Coleman, Giroux, Mangiapane. So I mean, if they could fit him in, I do like that. That was a first thought before in the early when we started talking about creating the free G movement here on the Hockey Happy Hour. We talked to Flames, Dylan. I think you remember that or whatever, and it'd be a good fit. What'd be interesting is that I was on another podcast, Devereaux Sports on Sunday. Good boys over there too. You should give them a follow. Paul, Harry, Mike, all the guys there. They're really hep on the Flyers trying to sign Johnny Hockey. So what I wanted to, and my opinion was, I don't think the Flyers are going to be signing anybody. Maybe just some character guys. This is you got to go from within, develop the young talent you have, and draft with it. I mean, I love them to go for a Tomas Hertl? Sure, absolutely. Not realistic with the flat cap. So, Frank, do you think the Flyers could be in any position, or should they be in a position to go for a free agent in this offseason?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to figure out what the identity of this team is going to be this offseason. As I said, they need a lot of help. And yes, and to answer Swoopy's question, yes, everything. They need a lot of help, top down. What is the identity of this team? Are they going to rebuild? Are they going to retool? But I would love for them to go after a free agent. I would love for them to go after Johnny Hockey. I think Johnny Hockey would be a huge draw in Philadelphia. Get the kid from Gloucester to come here. It would be great. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to see. I will see what the beat writers are going to have to say. But I would love for them to happen, but I just don't see it happening.
I'm not about Johnny coming to Philly. I'm not about it. I think he's white noise. I think he doesn't make this team any better. The only thing that Johnny has over most of the other guys on this hockey team is speed. He's one of the fastest guys in the league, but he's white noise. He's another passer. He's another guy that doesn't shoot the puck. You know, he's a great playmaker. I'm not taking any of his credit away from him. I absolutely love Johnny and his skill set, but he's white noise here in Philadelphia. They need shooters. They need guys who have that shoot first mentality that are going to create offensive opportunities off of those shots. No one to shoot for a rebound, no one to, just put the puck on net. And Johnny's great at setting plays up. His speed gives him that ability, and he's got slick mitts. Like, he's made some filthy moves in his career. And he is coming off a hat trick at one point this past week. Forget who they were playing, but I know he has a hat trick in the last week. But he's another playmaker on a team full of guys who don't shoot the puck. So to me, it just becomes white noise. If you're going after anybody in free agency, you have to go after somebody who's going to shoot the puck. You need a sniper. You need to get back to having a 30, 40
or size, bigger, not smaller.
Right. I mean, Johnny can hold his own for a size, which is crazy because I've seen him get run over.
Yeah, that's true.
He definitely holds his own, but they need a guy who's going to put up numbers. Frank, I agree. He's going to draw. He will absolutely bring people in to see him.
Now, I know that you said sniper. How about this sniper from Antimeo? Patrick Laine. He shoots.
He does. And he's a former 40, 50 goal scorer too. He's going to cost a lot. He's going to be, I think from what I've read in an article earlier this year, he's going to be looking for at least 6.5, 7 as an AVV next year. Well, in the offseason, I should say. So that's going to be a tough pull. I think Laine would be a good fit. I think he fits a huge need, and he's young. He's 23. So that's perfect. It's just a matter of, are you going to have the cap space to be able to make a move like him?
Bingo. I think through those flurry of comments, I do believe I saw our member logo. So I just want to remind anyone that's tuning in for the first time, if you want to get the rights and privileges that these ladies and gents have to be an ATD member, $9.99 a month, you can get some amazing perks, including shout outs, members only shows, appearances, and weekly picks from the Money Pot podcast. So join today. You can check out the link in the comments.
Tom Hedrick, what's up? Yeah, Jesse, for sure. They're definitely cheaper. He's definitely going to be cheaper. I mean, if, and this is a big if, because we're still not sure what's happening. If Drew gets traded, that frees up some cap space to get him. I mean, either way you look at it, even if he doesn't get traded, you free up that cap space because he's a free agent at the end of the year. So he could potentially walk away regardless.
Right.
But you don't want him to do that. You want at least want to get something in return. But I mean, Laine absolutely fits the mold for what I'm talking about. And he's going to be available. He's an RFA though, so that's the problem. That's the only deal. It's the only problem. If you can get him over here in a trade like they did for Kevin Hayes, and then get him to sign a contract, that's ideal.
Yeah.
But the only problem is if you do trade for his rights and he doesn't sign that contract, you're out whatever you gave up, and then you're probably going to be out Laine too. So it's a win-lose situation there. If he was a UFA, I'd just sit there and throw fucking bags of money at him. Like, do what you got to do to get him here. But being an RFA, it's a little bit trickier. If you offer sheet him, you have to make sure you have the compensation for him to cover that. And if you don't have that compensation, you can't really offer him a sheet.
Yeah.
So it's tough. But yeah, I agree with Ant. Laine is ideal for what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, his attitude concerns me a little bit. You know what I mean? And if you want to invest in that, there's gonna be a price with it. So that's the only thing that I'm a little concerned. But with the right match of head coach with a Patrick Laine, man, that could pay off in spades. That could be a great move. Talking head coach a little bit real quick, just throw that out there, and then we'll get to your point, Brian, first before we get to the answer to this question. Assuming Yao does not return with this club, who would be you would be interested in to coach this team come next season to help with this retooling?
My answer is very interesting.
Yeah.
Now that it's been brought up, because I didn't think about it before, and now that we're talking complete speculation on Patrick Laine, Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice has gotten the best out of Patrick Laine. And the only reason why Patrick Laine started to fall apart is because of the organization, the front office, not because of Paul Maurice. He didn't want to be there anymore. Yeah, so if that's the case, you hire Paul Maurice, you might be able to lure Laine.
Yeah, that is that I never even thought about that. That would be awesome. That would be Look at
He had his best years with Paul Maurice. That's why he can get the best out of him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I like that suggestion. A name that I have failed to mention, and it was a name I mentioned a lot before the AV hire. You know, any thoughts about Joel Q, Mr. Quinville?
After everything that's come out in the last year and a half, that's going to be a bit of a touchy one.
Yeah.
Is he still a great coach? Absolutely.
But I mean, a fresh start, you know, he hasn't, it wasn't like he was the infractor to distance himself, you know, he's been away from the game for a little bit, you know, I mean, it'll be a question on whether he wants to jump back behind the bench. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think with everything that happened in Chicago and him kind of sweeping everything under the rug, just like, well, pretty much everybody else involved in that situation that knew about it, you know, I think that a lot of teams are going to stray away from that for a little while longer. Do I think he would make a huge difference in this club? Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to talk about a guy who demands discipline, demands respect, and really knows how to get the best out of his players? That's Joel Q. There's a reason why I think despite what happened with Kyle Beach, I think he still may wind up in the Hall of Fame as a head coach. But the question is, how soon is it until he's ready to come back to coaching? Two, how organizations are going to feel about bringing him back as a coach for everything that happened. So that, I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but I think right now, I think it'd be a little too early. I think there'd be a good amount of fans that would find that a little too touchy. No pun intended.
I think just like Step Brothers, I'm still with Rick Tocchet, man, and him and Laine could be like best friends.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still on the Tocchet train when it comes to the next hire. I think it just makes it makes plenty of sense to hire Tocchet.
He's got that cushy job now, though.
Yeah,
he's got that cushy job on TNT.
But you look at what he did with that Coyotes team that was not rich in talent, never has, never will be. And, you know, it's interesting, you know, I mean, like, give him another shot. It's not even just because it's a former Flyer. I get it. But, like, get the reverse of Berube, where we started Berube and sent him off and he went to win a cup in St. Louis. Maybe, you know, it could be reverse juju there in a sense. Now, speaking of the Coyotes, Brian, I heard Chychrun, who was a big trade deadline target, now out 2 to 4 weeks right now. With an upper body injury, I believe.
Yep.
Do you think that ruins his chances of getting moved?
No, because it's not one of those ones that's actually going to sideline him for the long term. It's the thing I love about and hate about hockey injuries is they never specify on what it is. But Chychrun being a young 23-year-old defenseman, they tend to rebound a little bit sooner. Now, if it's a serious, like maybe shoulder injury, that might hold him off. But I don't think that hurts his trade value at all. I think teams are still going to be in on him. Rumor actually has it Anaheim was actually in on him and had a deal ready, and then Ducks kicked the tires on it, which kind of irks me a little bit. But I still trust in Verbeek. But teams are still going to go after him. I think once they get more of an idea of how long he's actually going to be out and what is up with him, I think that's going to be something that, you know, teams are going to jump in on. Because I know on Monday, teams are going to ask about it. GMs are going to ask about it. I don't think this ruins his chances of getting traded. That might ruin their chance of a good return for Arizona or a better return, but I don't think it hurts his chances. I still think he gets moved on Monday.
Interesting. I we'll get to Ryan Swoop's comment here first. I've said the Flyers 3 years ago had an issue, but nobody believed me. I could still see it then when everybody was all hyped and excited before COVID came. They may have seemed like a great team, but they weren't exciting in my opinion. They may have led the league in certain categories, 7th in scoring, 7th in goals. PK was good. Power play was solid. They had depth, legit top pair, top shot suppression team, and top 8 scoring chance generator. But then what was the problem in my eyes? I'd be interesting to hear what that is. I felt like it was fool's gold as well. I'm with you, Ryan. Even that long winning streak that they had before the pause. But yeah, no, Ryan Swoop definitely breaking it down. I saw you breaking it down on Flyers Nation the other day with the Bible. You think our comments on this show are long? It was an epitaph to what was wrong with the Flyers. So
Right.
Me and Ryan had a nice little conversation on Flyers Nation about the Risto extension, and I tell you what, like I say this every week, I love Ryan Swoopy. He has some of the best, most well thought out comments of
He does.
really most of the people that chime in here, and we got some good ones with Priz and Don and Jesse. We get some good ones in here, but Swoopy really breaks it down. So
He does.
I love it. I love it.
Massive
Jump
props.
on the YouTube, Swoopy. Become a member. Jump on with us, man. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
Love to have you. Dylan Ushler chimes in again. Flyers were like the 2019 Flames. Flames won the Pacific, but relied on 4 Flames to win them games. If Lindholm, Gaudreau, Chychrun, or Monahan didn't score, the Flames lost. Colorado made an example out of that. Truth be told.
Well,
Ryan
here's the
goes
problem
on. Yeah, they still didn't play an up-tempo, all-around aggressive pressure style of hockey. It wasn't sustainable. It still didn't have fun. I still didn't have fun watching them. Yeah, no, it is interesting. It definitely is interesting. And look, Ryan, the proof is out in the pudding. So, boys, I just heard the horn for the first period. So I'm gonna let the proud people know about eXp Realty. Looking to buy or sell a home? Looking for a change in career or brokerage? Contact Alan Foy at XP Realty LLC at 302-682-8820 or visit him at Alan Foy at exprealty.com. First time, long time with comment or with live reads. How am I doing?
Yes. A horn.
Oh, you didn't tell me you had that. I have to cue you up for the next period.
How long did it take for you to figure out that? I just need to. Did you spend all day doing that? Let me find the right tone here.
And it's apropos too, because you often hear a horn at basketball games as well when the play is ready to begin, and we're seeing the play begin in the NCAA tournament this evening, March Madness. Boys, I've been editing oodles and oodles of bracket information. I got my brackets filled out, so that's all set, ready to go. We want to do something interesting for you folks. I believe Jake is laughing his ass off over here.
You can't not laugh at that. That was absolutely. He actually had like the tone and everything. Like it's almost like he was practicing that.
I legit wasn't until Pope said the horn was chiming. I'm like, wait, I didn't hear a horn. I'm like, oh, I gotta get this.
We need that for every show. That's just glorious. That's glorious. But our chat gave us the awesome example of doing an all-time great in NHL history, all-time great jerseys and setting it up in bracket formation so we can elect a Final Four and ultimately a national champion of hockey jerseys. I've sported my intramural one from college right here, good old Sigma Alpha Mu, Sammy House, intramural hockey. So I want to get this show on the road, boys. I'm going to turn it over to Frank. I know he's got a setup for how we're going to set up this bracket and roll, but we want to encourage you guys. Ultimately, our votes, best 2 out of 3 are going to send these jerseys on to the next round. But agree or disagree with us. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? What's your favorite jerseys? We thought about it the other night. We sat down, boys, and I think we picked us an awesome set of jerseys. Frank.
Yes, we did. So what I did was I randomized the 22 uniforms that are in a bracket style. So there will be 6 teams that will be having 6 teams. Yeah, 6 teams have automatic buys. I will not reveal who the teams are, but let's go to the first round of the bracket. So, in our first matchup, we have the classic Montreal Canadiens, sported by the late Maurice Richard, taking on the world-famous New York Islanders. Where are they?
I'm so geeked up for this.
Where are the fish sticks? And we got some fish sticks. So we got the Canadiens taking on that's not the one, the fish sticks.
Different era for the Islanders, but 2 dynasty teams right here going off in the first round. I love it. Awesome. Brian, why don't you go first, man?
Oh man, gotta give me go first. So the style of the Islanders, man. I love it. But that was back when I really started to first start paying attention to hockey. Montreal's jersey, it's ageless, it's timeless. It's still the jersey today overall for the most part. I loved the Gordon Fisherman jerseys because when I first started playing the NHL EA franchise was NHL 97. So that was the year that jersey popped up. And I'm like, there's something about this jersey. I absolutely love it. The swirl at the bottom, the shoulder at the top, a lot of colors. It really catches your eye. But with me, I got to go, as much as I want to, I have to absolutely go the Habs. It's a timeless jersey, and it's still the jersey to this day. It hasn't changed in well over 100 years. So I got to go Habs here.
Nice. And just to remind the folks out here, these matchups were randomized. Frank did not put these together, so thus he's seeing them for the first time as well as we are. So Frankie, what's your pick between these 2 legendary jerseys?
My pick, I remember my first foray into hockey were definitely the fish sticks eras. My dad, huge Islanders fan since 72. My first introduction to the Islanders were those uniforms, the lighthouse, the teal. But then, going into the history of the Islanders, these uniforms were such a far cry from their dynasty teams. And I know Islanders fans, they love to hate those uniforms. And, it was not the best of eras for the Islanders at that time. But when you go over to the Canadiens, they basically had one of the most timeless designs. They had that design for decades upon decades, and you have history. Great players: Maurice Richard, Jacques Plante, Guy Lafleur. Lot of great players, sported that uniform over those years, and it's still going on today. Carey Price, Nick Suzuki, to name a few. So my pick, I got to go with the Habs on this one. Sorry, Dad.
Wow, that's interesting. I would have put money down that you were going for Islanders, but I think what's true is true, and it's not a surprise that Habs is going to be a clean sweep here in this first round matchup. No buzzer beaters, dominant performance. My little backstory to this was when I went to Toronto and I went to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Now you're talking about Toronto, land of the Maple Leafs. They had an awesome exhibit dedicated to that era of the Montreal Canadiens. And, I was just, it could have stood out to me, but you have to, it's Hockey Hall of Fame. It has to be well-rounded.
Right.
And and it was actually a replica of their original locker room that you could walk through.
Ooh.
And you're seeing the boys chumming it in there and these wax figures. Wow. So freaking sweet. And you could see it had the authentic old time jerseys in there. So you see it on TV and there's, Frank, to your point, there's a reason it was, very few, if no changes ever made to the jersey, because it's pretty pristine. But seeing it, and it's like you were like in a time capsule, like going back and seeing it in full flash. I still get chills from thinking that. So yeah, I'm going Habs, definitely.
All right, so it looks like we got our first sweep. So Les Habitants advance to the second round, and they will meet the first of the automatic buys. So sorry, Chychrun. Sorry, Chychrun, you are deleted. All right, next.
Yeah, he had Ziggy Palfy in that picture too. Like, you feel bad for Ziggy. He can't even win in this.
I know. All right, so our second game, we have the Boston Bruins set.
Boo!
Modeled by our favorite Patrice Bergeron. And we have the San Jose Sharks, modeled by Patrick Marleau.
Sported by I love it. Oh, God, this is another tough one. This randomizer, I don't like it. I don't like this idea.
Oh, you're going to love some of these matchups.
Oh, man.
You're going to love the next one. It's absolutely fitting for this bracket.
I got to say, though, this is another, like, Anthony, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I want to tie this one. I mean, again, the Boston Bruins is another timeless uniform that's been, around forever. And they have some sick alternates. I got to say, their alternate from a couple years ago when they had just have the B on the chest.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty awesome. Probably my favorite Bruins jerseys, but the Sharks have changed them up a few times.
Right.
Finally getting back to more of a vintage look this season. But, when a lot of people think San Jose Sharks, they think that jersey and just that teal with the shark fins on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I got to go Sharks on that one. I loved the Boston color scheme to it. It's so classic and vintage, and it screams NHL. I have to go with the Sharks. I have to go with the Sharks jersey on that one.
I mean, another matchup from two totally different eras. I know with the Bruins, I mean, they modernized their look, but you take a look, they almost had that same look. I mean, forever. I mean, once again, you have Bobby Orr and I'm like blanking out a bunch of names. Ray Bork. I'm like, what's his name? Ray Bork. I mean, a lot of great players sported that B. And then when you look at the Sharks, I mean, they were the team that led the way of what the NHL was going to be with these extreme colors like teal. And of course, I mean, my favorite player in the whole wide world, Joe Thornton, sported these uniforms at one point. So, I mean, he sported both of those uniforms. But
he did, but he didn't sport the Boston one for very long.
He didn't sport the Boston one for very long, but he did sport the San Jose one. I mean, I am a sucker for teal, but I'm going to go with the classic look for Boston on this one.
Oh, putting the pressure. Did answer real quick, Rob, before you go to answer Tom's question. There's a lot going on with the Knights right now. To Rob's point in the comment, Mark Stone's loss is being felt, and the power plays, the inability to just click right now is really killing them. So, I mean, I wouldn't be too concerned. It is the Knights. They have a lot of talent on that team, and the talent runs deep. So I wouldn't be too worried. They get into the playoffs, and they get into the playoffs as a lower seed, could benefit them moving forward. So,
yeah. Plus, Eichel's game's only going to get better and better as he, shakes the rust off.
What is that? The F is going on in my apartment complex right now.
Oh my!
It's about to get real up in here.
It's about to get weird. I just heard some guy barking out there. He's going, "Oh, oh!"
Somebody must have a buzzer beater already.
Damn.
Man, yeah. I hope everything's okay over there.
I kind of do too. I'm a little concerned because never mind. My door's locked. I'm fine. I'm good. You can't get in. You can't get in unless you knows the code. So
tied 1-1 here. I'm the tiebreaker, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
No pressure.
Wow, boys. I think we're going to get our first upset of the tournament here because I'm going to break the tie by going with the San Jose Sharks jersey.
Yes.
Tell you why. I mean, one of the most creative logo ideas right off the gate. I mean, you're seeing another one right behind Brian's left and right shoulders there, but seeing that shark biting through the hockey stick is just an epitome of hockey, like that. And that's how you play. You intimidate, they talk about, smelling the blood in the water, as a term in hockey when a team is just not playing with confidence whatsoever. And the Sharks go out and bite their sticks. And that's what they do. Ultimately, I'm going with the Sharks as well, because back in the day, just talking about I'm going to throw old random stories to make some of my decisions for me. Right. Yes. I went to this old Korean store up in New York. Right. And they had all these sports jerseys, like these knockoffs, I'll be honest, right? They had 2 hockey jackets in the whole store. I mean, a lot of it was more baseball and football, but they only had 2, and they were the same design, different color pattern. One was the San Jose Sharks, with black and teal, right? Old classic, right? It was like the first, second year they were in the league. The other one, the Philadelphia Flyers. Oh. I bought both of them.
There you go.
You did it right.
So advancing,
what's up, Troy?
So advancing to the second round, and they will meet up there. The other team on the bye will be the San Jose Sharks. So sorry, Patrice. There we go. All right. Your third matchup. It is the greatest rivalry of the 1990s. We got the Detroit Red Wings, sported by the late, great Gordy Howe, and Cale Makar, wearing the Colorado Avalanche.
Ooh.
Wow. You know what? You want to reverse the order, boys? You want, so that way, or you want to keep it the same?
I mean, we can keep it the same. I'm going with going first. I'm good with it. I'm going Colorado, hands down. Really super creative logo. To going with the you get the mixture of the C and the A in there, which is awesome. And then again, the color scheme. The color scheme is notorious again with the NHL, especially in the 90s and into the early 2000s. Frank, you want to start rattling off some Colorado Avalanche players? All right, let's do that. Patrick Waugh, one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. You have Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic, Ray Bourque again, winning a Stanley Cup in 2001 with the Colorado Avalanche. A lot of names notorious with Colorado, and a lot of success this team has had. But that jersey is just probably, in my opinion, is one of the best all-around design jerseys from the jump. And I've been in love with that jersey since the first time I saw it. And I think it's the fact that name me another team in any sports league that wears maroon like that. Yeah. So, I mean, I can think of 2 teams off the top of my head now that I actually asked that question. But
I can't think of any maroons right now, but the Phillies were with those Saturday night specials.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I mean. But yeah, I mean, it's been a sweet, sweet jersey.
Yeah. I mean, I do love the mountain design on the uniform. And as you said, Daly, a lot of great players, Peter Forsberg, Sakic, Waugh, Bourque. I mean, even going now with Landeskog and Makar, the Avalanche they're on the rise. They're going to be something special, and I hope they win with those uniforms. But Detroit, man, nice and simple. And I love me some Mr. Hockey. So I'm going to go with Detroit on this one.
This is why I wanted to switch it. I like it all day. Damn. Damn. All right. When we were talking about this and we were coming up with ones and we came up with this jersey, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to vote for that one. I want to see that go far because it is a creative jersey. You know what I mean? The little foot on the shoulder pad, too. Yeah. That's always nice. Like, I always wanted to get an Adam Foote jersey with that foot on there or whatever. I just thought it was too cute.
Him, Adam Deadmarsh, what's his name? Valerie Not Zelapukin.
Zelapukin?
No. He played left wing on the 97 team. What the hell is it? I have his picture of his face in my head. He played on the same line with Joe Sakic.
Saku Koivu?
No. Yeah, first name was Valerie. What the hell was his name?
Valerie Bertinelli.
That doesn't sound right.
Chat, we need you. Chat, we need you. Nah. But,
where the fuck is Prez? He'd help me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Valerie Nichushkin. Is it? No, it's not. No, not.
No, he's on the team now.
Yeah, I'm like, wait.
Kaminsky,
I just looked up
Valerie Kaminsky. Valerie Kaminsky. That's the name.
Wouldn't have gotten that in 100 years.
Yeah.
Dylan. With Milan Hajduk. That's another great one.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I'm not going to go with Colorado. Surprisingly enough, I'm going to go with the team that broke our hearts in the Stanley Cup Finals. But I'm doing it for one reason and one reason only. Back before I even knew hockey was a thing, a movie came out called Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yes.
And I saw Cameron wear that old Red Wings jersey, and I was like, what sport is that from? And that's what actually kind of got me peering into hockey, because I was just a baseball kid, true and true. So that was sort of my introduction. And funny enough, the first team I gravitated to was the New York Rangers. You know what I mean? Like being, I was a Mets fan, Rangers, okay, keep it within the city. And I was like, it was just, I didn't enjoy watching them at all. And I kept on seeing this kid, Hot Rod, Roddy Brendamore, and Rick Tocchet lighting it up like the Flyers flying down the rink. And I'm like, you know what? I'm breaking trends. I don't care if it's Cross City. I'm going to follow this Flyers team, and the rest is history. So I owe it all to Cameron. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Red Wings jersey, if that makes sense.
All right. So it looks like that Mr. Hockey advances to the next round to take on another automatic buy team. Who are the automatic buys? Stick around. All right, the next team.
I can't blame you guys for picking Detroit. I mean, it's definitely, you look back at the heritage of that team. It's again, it seems to be we're getting all the timeless jerseys out early, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. So you look at the rosters from back in the day. Some dominant teams in Detroit. Some of the best players of all time have come out of Detroit. So I get it. I mean, just to throw out some of the more recent ones. Henrik Zetterberg, Pavel Datsyuk, Steve Yzerman, who's the GM there now, and really turning this team around. So it's great. It's definitely a great choice. I can't. Colorado all day. But anyway, go ahead, Frank.
All right. Our next matchup, we got the Minnesota North Stars of the early 80s, sported by Dino Ciccarelli, and the Black Legion of Doom uniform sported by Eric Lindros.
Robbie, go first. Robbie, you can go first on that one.
Oh, this was my Cinderella. The Minnesota North Stars, they're not even in existence anymore. I was like, we got to promote them. Just one of the all-time classic jerseys, pointing up to the North Star. It inspired one of my best fantasy hockey names of all time, the Peter North Stars. Like, it was just awesome. Damn it. It's the Black Philadelphia Flyers jersey.
Homer. No, I'm just kidding.
Homer.
I love any team that adapts black into the jersey that's not part of their colors and utilizes it like that. Like Flyers were one of the first teams to do that. I liked how the Mets did it and are going back to it on Fridays.
Yes.
The Eagles do that a lot as well. They have blackout. You know what I mean? Like, I just like that element. And the current Flyers team, I like how what's interesting. Remember last year when the reverse retro jerseys came out and they had their
Yes.
special games and they always wore the candy corn one. And it
Mhm.
grew on me. I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me.
Same.
From Jump Street, what did I say? I was like, I like the away jerseys better, the black with the orange stripe, because I just love black being infused into hockey jerseys. And this year, they've only worn that. I don't think that they've worn the candy corn once, if I'm not mistaken.
Since last year, no.
No, just this season. Just this season. They wore the candy corn last season, like in the Lake Tahoe game. And
Yeah. No, that was just for last year. They haven't worn the candy corn since. None of the teams have worn their
right.
their retro
But
since
the black one that they're wearing now was like, I forget, was like the home or the away jersey. Like they both came out at the same time.
Yeah.
So they're utilizing that. They didn't utilize that much last season, maybe like 2 to 4 games, but it's been I'd say at least 20 games we've seen that this year as an alternative jersey.
I think they should utilize that, and I think this is what you're saying, Rob, into the third jersey. Like utilize that black jersey as is from the 2000 season,
right?
And just utilize that as their because you've seen a lot of teams do this, going into an alternate with more of a vintage look.
Right.
And I know the Flyers jerseys now are kind of vintage as they are, as paying homage to more of the 70s and 80s teams before they jumped over. But if they make that a third jersey, that'd be awesome. I love that jersey. I still have 2 of them in my closet.
Likewise. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the reverse retro black, but the 90s, 2000 black, like all the way. I got a Richie jersey in my closet right now. I've worn it on the show a couple times. Definitely one of my favorite Flyers jerseys.
I got Forsberg and Upshaw. So I'll go next. We'll let Frank break this tie if it winds up being one.
All right.
What's up, Ev? Ev, you can check out on Flight Zone every Monday night. Those guys do a great job. Him and Jimmy Rottweiler. Awesome job last night talking Sixers. I think I'm gonna go North Stars on this one.
Oh boy.
Because I don't think they ever should have stemmed away from that look when they moved to Dallas. I get it, new home, New Jersey, whatever. And going from the North Stars to the Stars, it was a big transition from top to bottom. But that color scheme was never ever duplicated again. You had that bright green, you had that mustard-ish yellow, and the white. That jersey was just absolutely filthy. If you saw one in real life, you realize how just absolutely gorgeous that jersey was. Especially when Mike Madonna wore it. You had the number 9 on the back, the best American-born player of all time. I'm going North Stars.
Oh, boy. And now I got to break a tie.
Yeah, I wish John was here, man. This was his idea.
Yeah.
But what's cool is you can always go back on YouTube and check us out at any time, as well as podcasts, Spreaker.
Yep,
Apple,
check us out on Spreakers, Spotify, Apple. We're everywhere.
And Facebook too. They released a podcast the next day too. Here on
you can check out our podcast on Facebook as well. Absolutely.
And I mean the North Stars, they had a classic look. I mean, especially before the move to Dallas, where they were sporting, the yellow, the green, and the black stripes. Seeing Mike Madonna in those, man, that's one of my favorite color combinations on there. But then you also got, the Legion of Doom, the black uniforms. Two really nice looking uniforms. Do I want to pull the homer card and take the Flyers, or do I want to stay in Minnesota? Man.
Troy, I'm with you on that. They should try and integrate a black jersey somehow. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Flyers. It's too close to call it, but I like the Flyers black uniform.
I mean, I don't blame you. That was a tough call for me, but
it was
that was
tough
such a
call.
classic look that Minnesota had, though. That was a classic look. That was like that look was the heyday of the Minnesota North Stars and the heyday of the NHL. That color scheme in the 80s 70s and 80s. It was just absolutely disgusting, but
Oh yeah.
it worked. It worked. It was a
It
gorgeous
worked.
jersey. My older brother has a Mike Modano North Stars jersey. I want to try and
Mm.
get it from him next time I'm up there, but it was just when you see it in person, it's versus a video or a live game or whatever.
Right.
It's just the color scheme is just so different and it works so well together.
Yeah.
So what am I, 2-2? 2-2 now? I lost 2 of them.
I think so. But man, there was a really cool unused North Stars uniform concept that I found. I gotta find it. It was really dope looking. Oh, there it is. This was supposed to be one of their uniforms. Had it existed, I would have probably, being the guy who loves uniforms, I got to find a nice, clean image of it because it's all pixelated. And nobody wants to see any pixelated pictures here on the internet. I don't know if you guys can see it, but look at those. A 1981 prototype. If those came to fruition and actually played in those would have gotten my vote.
100%. I'm right with you, Frank. I wouldn't have pulled the Homer card either and chose those, man. That'd be instant, like number one of all time in my book. That's classic. I love how it goes down black, and then you have like the green and yellow stripes, the white stripes, so it's like even has that multi-layered look. That's nice. The
faux gradients without going gradients. I mean, what can you say?
Tutto bene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That would have been an absolutely disgusting look with that black on there.
Yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, they never existed. They only exist in the form of a drawing. So the one black jersey goes on. It is the Black Flyers sweater advancing to the next round.
Was that 2 votes to 1?
Yeah, it was
2 to 1. All right, the next matchup, we go over to the original 6. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, this is easy.
All right.
For me, it's easy. You got to go Chicago. As classic as the Maple Leafs, that look is, right. The Hawks is just synonymous with a lot of different things, and especially during the holiday time, very synonymous with Clark Griswold and Christmas Vacation as he is walking around in a Chicago Blackhawks jersey. So, hi, Sam. I'm going Blackhawks.
Fair enough.
Compared to Toronto's is just a blue jersey with a couple white stripes. That's all it is, and a big maple leaf on the chest. But yeah, for me, it's the Hawks. Easy.
Going back, I looked to a very clever story called "The Hockey Sweater." It's about a kid who wants a Montreal Canadiens jersey for Christmas, but then it said he got a Toronto Maple Leafs sweater. He was mad, so he threw it out. The Blackhawks get my vote.
This has got to be something that happened to Frank.
It hasn't happened, but it's such a funny story. Just especially with that original 6 rivalry in Canada. I mean, I love that we're having an original 6 matchup in the bracket, but I mean, it's got to be the Blackhawks. With this
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it one Wayne Campbell and Garth, I forget his last name, who wore Blackhawks jerseys as well?
Yes. I am
party on, dude.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I was gonna say, and they go to a donut shop called Stan Mikita's. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. That's shame on me.
Absolutely. As much as I'd like to pick against the Blackhawks, I cannot. It is the Hawks in a clean sweep. I mean, it's
All
just
right.
classic. I mean, and you also think about it too, like in a modern world, where they're influenced from Native American, right? But they don't get any heat from it, unlike other teams that have changed, like the Redskins going to the Commanders, the Cleveland Indians going to the Guardians, right? But because it stands for pride, like maybe a la like the Atlanta
Right.
Braves in baseball, and just the image is just classic. It's a tribute to American history. So I gotta go Hawks. And Vince Vaughn, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks fan from Minnesota.
Oh,
Is Vince Vaughn from Minnesota?
I think he's from Chicago. I think he's actually from Chicago. I mean, Dylan might know better than me, but I thought he was always from Chicago.
Maybe it was one of the things where he was born in Minnesota but raised in Chicago. That's some Swingers language.
Scored on that shot. That was an amazing play by him.
All right.
He's got sick mitts.
With another, with the
Zegras pulled this dirty move around the New York defender. It's a shame he went top corner on I think it was stick side on I think it's Shesterkin in that for the Rangers. Oh no, it's Georgiev. So he went stick side on Georgiev and he didn't miss by much.
Gotcha.
Oh, it was Braden Schneider too. He dressed out of his pads.
Ooh. So we have our second clean sweep. The Blackhawks advance. Sorry, Austin. Your creepy looking hair and mustache.
He's suspended 2 games too.
Yes.
All right. Enjoy your 2-day vacation there, Austin.
Yes. All right. The next matchup in the opening round is the Quebec Nordiques, sported by Peter Stastny, the classic blue and the fleur-de-lis, taking on the classic Coyotes Kachina uniforms.
Classic and current.
Classic and current.
Before I let Robbie take over, confirmed on IMDb, Vince Vaughn is from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Ooh.
And was raised in Lake Forest, Illinois.
See, we nailed it. We got it exactly right. He was born there and raised there. All right.
All right, Robbie, you're up.
I'm up, huh? Wow, this is a good match. This is an interesting matchup. You talk about two creative designs from far different eras. And as much as I like the Aztec feel, the Kachina, like even the piping on those jerseys and the design of that, it's sort of like a checkered or even Argyle type look. I gotta go with the Quebec Nordiques. I mean, it's just classic. And what was great was they started the games and their jerseys were powder blue. But by the end of the game, those things were like dark baby blue, baby, from sweat and blood and shit. Good times, Nordiques going through in my book.
I mean,
wait, real quick, isn't it ironic that these two teams are going up against each other? Oh, never mind. This is Winnipeg Jets against Arizona. Never mind.
Hey, I mean, if Arizona does move to Quebec, it might happen.
Good.
This was once a Canadian rivalry. Yeah, but now it's intercontinental.
Yeah. Two former WHA teams going at it.
To quote a title that my man Razor owned many a times, an intercontinental title.
Yes.
Oh man, with me, I mean, whenever I do NHL dynasties, I always put a team in Quebec City. Bring back the Nordiques. But man, when it comes to extreme 90s jerseys, I mean, I love the Coyotes look. I mean, that look hands down, symbolizes what the Coyotes are. Yeah, the teams were absolute dog crap, but my God, they got some pretty memorable jerseys. I mean, if the Coyotes do relocate elsewhere and change their identities, those uniforms are going to be greatly missed. So I'm going to go with the Coyotes on this one.
I'm breaking the tie with Frank here. It's got to be Arizona. I mean, the people demanded these jerseys back, just like people are demanding Quebec back.
Mhm.
You know, that's the reason why they brought him back initially as a third jersey, and they brought him back initially as their home and away now. So, you know, this jersey is beloved by not just Arizona Coyotes fans, but hockey fans all over the world.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a recognizable jersey from, you know, guys our age to kids to, you know, some people a little bit older. But, you know, when you think about desert hockey and what a desert hockey jersey should look like, that's it right there. And it pays homage with the design of the, not just the logo, but the jersey itself, of, you know, some Native American cultures that are out in Arizona too. So that's something else about that jersey that I don't know if a lot of people actually knew.
I actually knew that.
Mhm.
It was
So it pays
modeled
homage.
after the Hopi designs.
It goes, you know, pays homage to a lot of things about Arizona. So, you know, but again, this jersey is so recognizable, and everybody, even if you're not a Coyotes fan,
Right.
everybody loved the Kachina jersey, which is why it's back in the NHL.
It is back in the NHL, and, you know, they're always popular. So with that, the Coyotes.
My first L.
The Coyotes won something. The Kachina jerseys advanced to the next round.
They didn't win anything yet. They won a round. They
won a round. They won something, but will they win it all? So we go into the next round. As we go, introduce ourselves to the automatic buys. Which teams got an automatic buy? Let's start off with the winner from the last round.
Oh, wait, we're in the second round already?
We are in the second round. There are some teams left over, but they are in the second round as well. So we got the Montreal Canadiens taking on the first of the automatic buys, the Eggplant and Jades of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Sported by Paul Correa.
The greatest duck of all time. Well, that's also a Homer's opinion, but, you know, you could argue Timo Solani as the greatest duck of all time. You can argue Ryan Getzlaf, greatest duck of all time. Chris Pronger, greatest duck of all time. Fuck Goldberg and his druggy ass.
Hey, he's clean for 2 years now.
I don't know. I've seen a recent picture of him. He dropped some more weight. I don't know. Rehab is kind of a fickle thing. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm going Homer completely on this one. I got the jersey on the wall. Come on. This is one of the greatest jerseys of all time.
I thought you were going to go with the Canadians.
I thought it was going to be, you know, it's another jersey that people are demanding to come back. Not necessarily because of the jersey itself, but because of the logo. It's synonymous with hockey. It's, you know, if you want to take a line from D2, it's synonymous with Hendricks hockey. No, cocaine was just one of the many things he was doing. He was doing crystal meth for a long time too, man. Which is why he lost as much weight as he did, you know. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. You know, just the look, the design, you know, classic look. You know, anybody that's a hockey fan knows the logo, loves the logo. Loves the movies, which really introduced these jerseys. So yeah, I gotta go Ducks on this one. I love the classic look of the Habs, but it's gotta be the Ducks.
Yes. To follow this one up, I agree with this comment, especially with the new Winnipeg Jets. That needs to happen. The history needs to come back to Winnipeg. I mean, they do it with Cleveland. Charlotte's doing it. Yeah. So Cleveland and Charlotte are doing it, but you got to bring back the Winnipeg history. Get that history out of Arizona.
I mean,
like either that or I mean, I don't know. I mean, with the Cleveland Browns, I feel like if they moved, I'd rather a new organization come in and live on the legacy. And I mean they you know, like, you know, address their history or what have you, even though technically Ravens are the old Cleveland Browns. So I don't know if I fully agree with that.
I mean, I don't fully agree with it either because it's not the same franchise. It's another franchise. You know, the new Winnipeg Jets
franchise, but memory did serve me right that, you know, when the Ravens came to existence, they kept the history in Cleveland. So when the new Browns came back, they got all the records. So all the records of Jim Brown, Otto Graham, Red Right 88. I mean, that all stayed in Cleveland. I mean, Charlotte, when they brought back the Hornets, they did the same thing. They took all the history of,
Fuck the Rangers.
before they moved to New Orleans, and, that stayed in Charlotte. They came to an agreement with that. It's like, so, all the history of, Anthony Davis was a Hornet. Nope, never happened. The team playing in Oklahoma City?
Right.
Yeah, there was just Pelicans, but they were just wearing Hornets uniform. But I digress.
If that's something they decide to do, that's one thing. But you look at it, the Arizona franchise was Winnipeg. So everything should go to Arizona.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Thrashers franchise went to Winnipeg. So that should be Atlanta. I get what Ryan's saying. But in that same breath, no, because it's not the same franchise. Just like the Nordiques are Colorado now. That's their franchise.
Yeah,
if they choose to not take it, that's one thing. But if they're taking everything with it, the history and everything, there's not much you can do about that. It is what it is.
Dodd saying the Mighty Ducks cartoon. Obviously a good reference.
They use that one.
Helping me change my or make my opinion here in this round. Why I laughed out loud there was Anthony goes, the Coyotes jerseys look like a bunch of homeless people beat up the Coyote.
Yeah.
Or it's Wile E. Coyote after he landed in the
that's your ode to the Native Americans that are still out in Arizona. So I respect it and I love it. So
right. But yeah, I know I had that good backstory with the Habs going to the Hockey Hall of Fame, but huge Disney cartoon fan back in the day growing up. DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, so, and on the real, like in terms of Anaheim, they've always done jerseys well. So yeah, I'm gonna flip the script here. I'm gonna go with the Ducks jersey here to move on.
Yeah, I mean the only one that I haven't liked that Anaheim ever put out was that orange one they put out over the last year or two.
Yucky. Man, thank goodness we're not putting the Wild Wing jumping out of the ice.
Oh, thank God. No, I take that back. That's the worst jersey they ever created. Thank you for putting that back in my mind.
Yes. See, now we did a best jersey. Maybe we could do a worse jersey. Maybe.
That is my clear-cut winner.
Yeah,
that's my clear-cut winner.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple stinkers of all time. I mean, going with the Mighty Ducks, especially, growing up as a 90s kid, I remember seeing a lot of Mighty Duck stuff. You had the cartoons, you had the movies. I mean, the combination of eggplant and jade, like you rarely see that kind of color combination anymore. I mean, I love that the Ducks are bringing back, an homage to the goalie mask, and they're embracing that mighty. I mean, as much as the classic look for the Canadiens are, I remember the Mighty Ducks a lot more than the Canadiens. So I'm going to go with the Ducks on this one. Quack, 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 quack. So with that, the Ducks advance to the next round. Sorry, Rocket. Whoop. All right. Oh, and we got some muted microphones. So we go over to the next round of teams that are going to advance. We got the Vancouver Canucks and the Flying Skate logo, and which also features their infamous salmon-colored uniforms, taking on the Hartford Whalers in their blue uniforms, sported by our friend Chris Pronger.
Prongs. Well done using prongs for the Whalers jersey.
I completely forgot that Pronger was a Whaler.
Yeah, he was drafted by them.
Yeah, I mean, I completely forgot that ever happened. I'm like, oh wait a second, Pronger was drafted. Oh, this will be a good callback. I love it.
First of all, great interview. We have to try and get him on again.
Yes.
All right. So what do we do? Clean sweep with Anaheim?
Yeah, clean sweep with Anaheim.
And then Frankie showed the Canucks jersey and the and the Hartford, the whale jersey with Pronger. Can you
Yes.
just bring up the Canucks jersey one more time for me?
Yeah, it is the flying skate uniforms.
Nature
of the
called
90s.
for me.
Oof.
Started by Bo on this one.
I was never too big of a fan. That was the era like 94, like when they got beat in the cup, right?
Yeah. And
I was never a big fan, and I was all obviously going for nostalgia. I think
Right.
I'm going to jump in here and go with the whale. I mean, obviously Pronger having a little effect there in the image, but you think about that. That's just the history of this game. We're trying to represent this bracket as the all-time greatest jerseys in hockey in NHL history, and I mean, they were just such a big part of hockey. I mean, luckily, I caught the tail end of their run, and much like the Nordiques, it's an era gone by. And I like the color scheme in terms of representing like marine creatures or whatever, and the logo itself. Bring it up one more time, Frank. I just need to take a look at it because I know it stands for something else besides just the whale.
The hidden H.
Right, exactly. The hidden H. I love those little indirect, like kind of like the old Montreal Expos jersey.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or the Brewers jersey. I mean, logos. I love those hidden messages. That represent Hartford as well as the surname the Whalers. So I'll go with the Whalers here.
Oh, I see it. I've never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm not going to be able to unsee it.
Daly is today years old.
When I found out about the hidden H. I'm going to have some people in the comments, oh, you're doing a hockey show. You didn't even know about the hidden H. Not this.
I was just telling my dad, the fans and the fam that chime in here, that listen to our show week in and week out. Most of our shows here on ATD Radio, which you catch shows daily, sometimes 2-3 daily, plenty of just kicking the competition's ass with all programming that we have. But it's always, we may not agree, but we always hug it out afterwards. It's a very low troll level here at A2D.
Yeah.
Speaking of trolls, where's Dan been?
Yeah, he wasn't here to vote for his Canucks.
All right, so Robbie, which one are you going with? You going with Hartford, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go Hartford. Yeah.
All right, Frankie, go ahead.
All right, so this one, I mean, how can you go wrong with the hidden H? I got the Whalers.
So it doesn't matter. Man. My vote's for the Canucks. I love the color scheme. Yeah. The logo is it really is one of the better logos that I've ever seen, especially coming out of Vancouver.
Yeah.
At that time, you had some great players. I mean, one of the guys was already mentioned by Ryan, and that's Trevor Linden. I don't know if Linden may have been at the end of that. Son of a bitch.
Oh, what's up? What happened?
The Rangers just scored.
Oh.
Chris Kreider. It was only a matter of time.
Lighting the world on fire this season, man.
He really is. Out of nowhere, too.
Yeah.
He's always been a solid player, but to explode the way he has this year.
Right.
I mean, I never truly got to experience the flying skate. I was so familiar with the whale coming out of the ice, But seeing the history of those uniforms, especially what they did with the flying skate logo over the years, I mean, that look, that early 90s look, I mean, it's a great look. I mean, the infamous salmon colored gradient uniforms, of that time. I mean, it was a logo, and by the time that logo, was getting out of circulation, they had some pretty cool uniforms that were, it was too late to perfect them because they had those hideous V uniforms. It was like,
I was gonna bring it up if you didn't.
Yeah, the giant V's.
Thank goodness even like those aren't the ones. Like that was an ugly Christmas sweater, like kind of deal that they had going on there. But
yeah,
I mean, the color scheme to me was really what made that jersey pop. You don't. Again, it was the times, like the reason why I love the North Stars jersey so much. The times of the logo. Like a lot of these jerseys I love because of my youth and, playing NHL 97 and 96 and,
right.
All these jerseys were like, they're they have a special place in my heart. But Pavel Bure, one of my favorite players growing up.
Yes.
Wore that uniform. Unfortunately, he never got to finish his career. But for me, it's that Canucks jersey, man. For me, it's that Canucks jersey. It's a beaut.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beaut.
It's a beaut.
Don disagrees with you though. Don goes Whalers easy.
Easy, ain't that easy? I mean, I love that Whalers uniform, but going up against that Vancouver jersey, ugh.
I think Anthony in the Facebook chat said it looked too much like Team Germany in the Olympics.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that color scheme for sure.
All right, so it looks like that the hidden H's are advancing. So sorry, Bo. All right, next one we got. Oh, you're gonna enjoy this one. So we got Gretzky versus
Gretzky. Oh!
So we got this Gretzky taking on the other Gretzky. Which of these uniforms would you like?
Oh my God! It's the team who was traded from the team who was traded to.
Cue the Spider-Man pointing at each other beam.
Oh God! Now imagine if it was a three-way battle and you got St. Louis in there.
Right?
Oh man! This is why I love the randomizer.
I know. I was cracking up as I was setting it up. I'm like, all right, here we go. Oh my God, we're getting Gretzky versus Gretzky.
Oh, this is a tough one. Robbie, you go first. I got to think about this.
That's cool. I'm easy. I'm going to go Oilers.
All right, so you're going to go with Gretzky on this one. All right?
Yeah, I'm going with Gretzky.
All right. Brian?
Wait, Frank, which one did you go with? Did you go?
I'm going to go Gretzky on this one, but I'm going to go with the orange and blue Gretzky,
Oh, so I can either go for the clean sweep or the loss.
Yeah, I do like the blue and orange too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe that had a little influence there, but I like the little teardrop of oil in the logo. And Edmonton, I mean, say what you want about their chances in the playoffs, and coming short.
Terry going top corner, missed high.
Damn.
Putting in a bid for number 30 on the year for him.
Don's going Kings.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to go Kings too
because jerseys are so gray it brings nothing.
I mean, it's probably one of the most successful eras in Kings history. I mean, silver and black. I mean, it's forever going to be synonymous with the Kings. I mean, it even continued in their cup runs. Yeah, they didn't win a cup with Gretzky, but they did win with silver and black with Kopitar and Quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they switched over to those jerseys and got back to the that initial look and wound up winning 2 cups out of it. So, I mean, I like the color scheme of the Oilers because of the blue and the orange. They pop. They really do pop. It's just something about that silver and black that, it's
right.
I just love it. Maybe it's the logo too.
Yeah.
They kind of, you got like that Chevy look with the Kings going across it. I think that's what sells it for me is the logo. So I'm gonna go Gretzky.
In the LA side.
I'm gonna go the LA side. I'm gonna do post trade. Never wins another cup. Wayne Gretzky.
Right.
Well, I mean, they do deserve a vote here. I don't deserve to be clean sweep because you think about that Kings jersey and how cross-cultural that was.
Exactly.
People that, it went to a wide spread of people being attracted to that look, attracted to that design.
So, especially with the popularity, especially like, it introduced, especially when those uniforms were introduced in the hip hop culture. I mean, NWA, they were sporting those Kings jerseys.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Exactly. Anything has to be better than the purple and gold, right?
Oh, anything's
yeah.
better than purple and gold.
I actually, you know what's actually really funny? It's funny you bring that up. I actually had a purple and gold Kings jersey in my closet.
Yeah.
I sold it for $75.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm. My
It's a
buddy,
good
I
turn.
hope he wears it. I hope he wears it,
Yeah.
or at least he did something nice with it, because he was a good friend of mine, and I enjoyed working at the hockey store with him. So I hope he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
He's enjoying it more than I did. It's just hung in a closet.
So it looks
All
like pre-trade Oilers.
Yeah, it's
Pre-trade
definitely
Oilers,
pre-trade
2-1.
Oilers.
Yep.
2-1.
All right, so Gretzky advances.
I feel like it was a lock, but
Yeah. Whoever's going to win. I mean, Gretzky was going to win outright.
Gretzky was going to win outright. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It was a lock for Gretzky.
All right, so in our next matchup, we got the blue shirts of the New York Rangers, supported by Mark Messier, taking on the winner from the original six. It's another original six matchup, taking on the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh no.
And thank goodness I did not put Gretzky in a Rangers uniform.
That would have been funny though. I would have been like,
Yeah.
oh man, gotta go against Gretzky again.
Everything is Gretzky.
Everything. Gretzky didn't play for that many teams. He did here.
Well, he did in this bracket. Damn it.
He did in this bracket. This is a tough one because I love the Chicago Blackhawks jersey, everything about it. But as simplistic as the Rangers jersey is, it's patriotic. It's part of the biggest sporting market in the world.
Yeah.
In New York, Madison Square Garden is synonymous with just about everything. I want to go Chicago here, but I have to go Rangers on this one. I have to go Rangers, especially with the 3D look on the lettering,
Right.
and the numbers there on the shoulders. And when you think NHL hockey, you think New York Rangers, you think Chicago Blackhawks, you think Detroit Red Wings, but you gotta go. I gotta go with the red, white, and blue there.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. Frankie, what do you say, man?
Man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go with two very classic looks. I mean,
classic, and again, synonymous with the vintage of the National Hockey League.
Exactly. I mean, I got to go. As much as I hate them, I got to go with the Rangers on this one.
Mm-hmm.
At least my first NHL game, it was the Rangers versus Flyers. And sticking with the theme, it was Gretzky's last game in Philadelphia. so I got to go with the Rangers on this one.
Oh, we got a little breaking news here. Oh, we're not going to do anything special with that, Frank. No, we're just going to do the buzzer. That's it.
I thought you were going to say it out loud. All right, what's the news?
That works. Good enough for me. Alex Ovechkin is officially third all-time in goals, passing Jaromir Jagr with 676 goals.
Ooh.
Sits behind only Wayne Gretzky and Gordy Howe.
Man, we are. I mean, now it's turning into an all Gretzky show. I love it.
It really is. It really is turning into an all Gretzky show. Yeah, Dylan, they're fighting for their lives right now. All kinds of pressure by the Rangers here in the final few minutes. If they can get to overtime, I like their chances, but there's that guy.
Exactly.
Again.
Oh, indeed.
You heard that?
Yeah.
That's the guy. I kind of want to go back.
Well, I heard the horn.
He's having a good night.
I heard the horn, so I'm going to take this brief pause in action in our NCAA all-time NHL jersey bracket. Tell the good fam about All Campus, home of the A2D Ramp booth, and they're giving 20% off everything in our store, including hats, shirts, and our team cornhole sets to all subscribers. Go visit them, Ocean City, All Campus.
Don, did you like? Did everybody hear that? Like that? Don, was that Prince? It might have been. I don't know. It could have been
Prince. I found Prince. No fingerprints. I don't think so. Ow!
Game blouses. Oh, we need Frank on the show more.
Yeah, we got a very heavy after hours feel right now.
Yes.
Yes.
So I guess it's the Rangers advancing, correct?
It is the Rangers advancing 2-1. I'll give love to the Hawks, so they don't get clean swept there, because I would have picked the Hawks whether I went first, middle, or last there. So I'll stay true and take my second L of this bracket. What's next, Frankie? Let's get the show on the road.
Okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna move around the bracket. Well, actually, not yet. We're gonna finish up our other matchup. We got the. Okay. You know what? Let's go over to the 90s Sharks taking on Goathead. Supported by Dominic.
Oh, the saves.
Bye, Sharks. It's not even close. I love that jersey. I love everything about that jersey, from the lettering to the numbers to just the flat design. That logo is just absolutely. It's Sabres all day. Bye. Bye.
For me, Patrick. I got to go with the Sharks on this one. I mean, the Sabres Goathead logo. I mean, yeah, it's a memorable logo, but I always, to me, the Sabres are always blue and gold.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I kind of think of them too. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I see the Buffalo head, I think Dominic Hasek, one of the greatest to ever do it between the pipes. He played in that era. So it's tough, but I see why you went with the Brian. It's not a slam dunk, but I talked about my love for the Sharks jersey. And to me, I identify more the Sabres with the blue and gold there. So I'm going to go with the Sharks.
All right. So it looks like that the San Jose Sharks are advancing to the next round. Sorry, Hotchuck.
Who's drag racing, Don? I don't know, man. Everybody's North Carolina. Don't nobody know how to drive down here.
All right. So the Mr. Hockey, Gordy, good old Gordy. We got some old versus new, and Mr. Hockey is going to take on Robo Penguin.
Oh shit.
Man. I might be booting that original 6 team. Those Penguin jerseys were freaking sharp. Yeah. Everything about it. I'm going Pittsburgh on this one.
I will never vote for Pittsburgh. I don't care. That jersey's kind of decent, but not really. I'm going Red Wings.
I mean, I love the Robo Penguins. I mean, for some reason, I always associate the Penguins with Robo Penguin, even though they haven't used that look since that wonderful lady Cindy Crosby took over. Man, I'm gonna go Gordy. I gotta go with the Red Wings on this one. Sorry, Robo Penguin.
Why am I losing all these freaking, like, I've won one since like the first 2.
Brackets are meant to be busted. What do you want?
God
your picks aren't bad. All these jerseys are great.
Yeah.
That's why we picked all these jerseys.
Yeah, they are. All right. Sorry, Robo Penguin, but Gordy advances.
Gordy.
I mean, if you want to put them up against the Penguins jerseys now, I take the Red Wings all day.
So okay, next one we got the Calgary Flames, the last of the automatic buys. Actually, you know what? Timeout. We're gonna go. I forgot a team.
Oh, it went off the side of the freaking net.
And it's so oddly fitting that I accidentally forgot them. It's the Florida Panthers taking on the black Philadelphia Flyers uniforms.
fitting to Flyers at that time too. With Visa represent, I like the cat, man. And if there were some jerseys in this competition that I would go against my fandom and pick, Florida one would be it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I talk about another newer team coming in and instilling fear with their logo, like, you know, throwing rats on the ice too. Think about like Scott Mellenby back in that day, you know, classic rats. But I love black jerseys and I love my Flyers. I gotta go Flyers. I'm a homer. I don't give a fuck.
True, Troy. True. That's what happens when you hate on blue. Oh, we got a good chunk of it too.
Panthers jerseys were made in Africa.
Only fitting. It's freaking Adam Fox. Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
That's funny, Anthony.
I mean, part of me, you know, I got to go with the Black Flyers sweaters.
So wait, what are we up against? It's the Flames versus who?
No, it's Panthers. Yeah, that
Panthers versus Flyers. Yep.
Sorry, I was paying attention to overtime. And
as
the
you should.
Ducks freaking lost. That's fine. They played a good game against a really good team, so I'm happy with the fact that they got one. I can't. I don't know if I can go against the Panthers on this one. You know, just the color schemes are awesome. I love the shoulder patches on those jerseys. You know, the designs with the shoulders coming down on the point, and then you know you got the Panther jumping out at you. You know, you can, you know, throw the synonymous names out there with the Florida Panthers, but that jersey was sick no matter who was wearing it, whether it was John Van Beesbrook, Ed Jovanovski, Scott Mellenby, Rob Niedermeyer, any of those guys. So, you know, for me, I'm going against the Flyers. I got to go Panthers here. I mean, even the retro jersey, when they went back to the retro jersey, that was freaking sharp too.
Let me just write this down real quick so I can keep track.
I'm writing it down too, Frankie. If you need any help, man, hit me up in the chat.
Okay.
I was going to, but I'm like, it's too much. My brain's mush.
All right, we are close to our Elite Eight. We got one last matchup before we go to the Elite Eight. We got the Calgary Flames taking on the Coyotes Kachinas.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, no. I got too much toilet paper. Goodbye, cool world. I just stung myself.
That's fabulous.
Brucey from Family Guy. You gotta love him. Oh no. I guess I'm gonna have to go with.
Hey, you gotta pick.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with the Flames.
Oh,
the Flames.
Dylan.
I like the red and the orange. It's the same reason why I want to get the Tampa Bay creamsicle jersey for that color scheme.
Yeah.
That color scheme is just ridiculously good. And then, you know, it's another vintage look that, it's been a mess down. This is your first time.
I think ever since
not a mess.
Right,
ever since the guy going, "Ow!" went off the
rails. I'm gonna go with the Flames on this one. It's just the look I gotta go with. So yeah, I'm going Flames.
Oh man, this is another good one. I love the scheme on Calgary. I mean, I'm kind of glad they got rid of the black on their uniforms. I mean,
Absolutely.
Even though, Jerome McGinley, wore Calgary uniforms with black on them. But the one thing that the current uniform set does that doesn't have that the previous set had was that freaking horse. I hate that horse on the old Flames uniforms.
On the black one, the third one?
I do not like that horse.
I love that one.
It's an unpopular opinion. I'm not a fan of what was it? Blasty the horse or something?
Dylan put it in there. It's the Blasty Flames jersey that wins every time.
I'm not a fan of Blasty. I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm not a fan of Blasty. But I do love the Flames uniforms. I mean, one of my favorite images. Lanny with those uniforms. I got to go with the Flames on this one. Yeah.
Ow!
It's a clean sweep, baby. Flames.
The Flames
Making
advance.
Dylan happy.
Ow! With the
And
streak.
just like
with
in
the
real
sweep.
life-
Sorry, I got excited.
And just like the Coyotes, they have failed to win anything. So sorry, Coyotes.
I thought
All right.
that jersey was going to go far. This
Yeah.
randomizer really fucked this up.
So we now have our Elite Eight. We got the Ducks taking on the Whalers. We got the Sharks and the Wings, the Rangers and the Flames, and the Flyers and Oilers. So let's go to the top of the bracket. We're going to go with the Anaheim Ducks taking on the Hartford Whalers. It's the Pronger round, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty much.
Look how it works out. The narratives just keep
Yeah.
on coming.
I mean, unfortunately he never wore this uniform, but I
Yeah.
would have loved it. I mean, he did in every single NHL franchise that I ever played growing up. But again, I got to go Homer here. I got to go with the Ducks. Again, it's a jersey that's going up against another one that people want to back.
Yeah.
This is a tough decision, but I'm going hard on this one. I'm going Anaheim.
And I'm also going to go with Anaheim on this one. I mean, yes, I love the Hidden H, but, nostalgia bias for me.
In my mind, I had picked the Whalers, so I'll take the L on that one.
Ow! Moving forward. Let's go.
So the
That's
Ducks
beautiful.
are the first team to punch their ticket into the Final Four of our best sweater bracket.
Oh, yes. Get to the Final Four. Let's go.
Further down, we got
Rob's like, what the hell did I get myself into
we
tonight?
got the San
Nah, I'm just
taking on the Detroit Red Wings.
Ooh.
repeat that again, Frankie. I think I was talking over you. Go ahead.
The San Jose Sharks taking on the Detroit Red Wings.
The Detroit Red Wings.
Red
Wings.
Red Wings. Didn't Claude Giroux play on both of those teams?
No.
He was Devils and Avalanche.
Mhm.
I think maybe Canadians too.
There was one other team in there, but it wasn't either one of these two.
Who? There was one player who played for both of them. It's like somebody real famous.
That doesn't really narrow it down.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Sorry,
I'm going Detroit.
Mike Vernon played for both of those teams.
I'm gonna go Sharks. I'm sticking with the Sharks.
Uh-oh, Frankie.
You didn't answer fast enough, Frankie.
Give me Gordy. Give me the Red Wings.
Boom.
Yes.
So the Detroit Red Wings punch their ticket to the Final Four. So sorry, Patrick. All right,
He
our
didn't win
third
in the NHL either.
matchup, we got Gretzky taking on the
Gretzky.
Flyers.
Oh.
Gretzky in a Flyers uniform.
Ooh.
Hey, we saw this matchup once, not with the Eric
did.
Lindros days.
Let's I'm going Gretzky on this one. I'm going Gretzky on this one. I like that. I like that jersey over the Flyers one. As much as I like that Flyers jersey, I like the Edmonton one a little bit more.
Man, two classic looks, but I got to go with Gretzky on this one.
You going Oilers as well, so it doesn't matter. So all right, I can comfortably continue my homerdom and actually have the right jersey go through. All right, I'll go Flyers, 2-1 Oilers. Lock it up.
All right, so Gretzky advances to the next round, and we go to our last of the Elite Eight. We got the Rangers taking on the Flames.
Oh man. Again, I gotta go with the Flames color scheme. It's just that red and orange and that white that just together it works so well, especially on the road uniforms. The roadies are probably my favorite sweaters of most of the jerseys out right now. It's easily in my top 3. Yeah, I'm going Flames over the red, white, and blue.
Radio, Frankie, what do you say?
Little sweet. Oh man. Oof. I don't know how Chrome and Lazy Booking is going to be able to follow this show tonight, but definitely catch them after we log off here. They're going to do an amazing Scott Hall tribute, so definitely join Chrome and the guys on Lazy Booking. Definitely do that right as soon as we're done.
All right, man, two other really good looks. I'm gonna go with the Rangers on this one.
Oh no.
Tiebreaker, huh?
Yep.
Fuck the blue shirts. I'm going Flames, man.
Boom.
Ooh. All right. So
and that wasn't more Homer. I've always loved. I mean, like the whole getup, man. The third jersey, you know, up there in the Saddle Dome, like, you know, and look at that. We got 2 Canadian teams versus 2 American teams, and the Ducks, Red Wings, Oilers, and Flames are Final 4.
Yep. All right.
Ow!
So the first of our Final 4, we got the Mighty Ducks taking on the Red Wings. There we go.
Sweet.
I've been riding the Red Wings the whole way through. I'm going with them again. They're my vote.
Oh man.
Oh no. He didn't go with the Mighty Ducks.
Nope. Went against your boys. I had to finally because I just like I said, it was my origin story, hockey origin story.
Of course.
I mean,
I get it.
Yeah, this is a really tough one. I mean, both classic looks for their respective eras and the teams that they represented and the players that sport those uniforms.
Oh no, Max Comtois went out with an injury. Oh, he came back. Never
Oh,
mind.
jeez.
Comtois, what?
I'm gonna go
Comtois, not Comtois. You twat.
I'm gonna go with. Jeez. Oh man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go.
Come on, Frank. We only have a few minutes.
I know. I'm gonna go with the Red Wings.
You motherfucker! God damn it!
Please take it easy.
No! No, this is not an moment. Oh no, my team has been eliminated. Of course, I'm going Ducks.
They made it far. Final 4.
They made it far. Final 4. Yeah.
Further. Flyers only made Elite 8.
But we got Don going ow in his Prince voice. That's gonna be a staple to the show now. I'm just gonna ride it as far as I can.
Maddie's gonna be so confused, and
I'm gonna get noise complaints from my neighbors. He just keeps going out every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going Ducks, but
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck Detroit.
And now we have the Battle of Alberta. The Flames take on the Oilers.
Flames again. I'm going Flames on this one.
I want to hear you, Frankie, first because I'm in between. I'm very
in between on this one too. I am going to go with. Oh man,
I'm with Dylan on that one.
This is a tough one because the final matchup is going to be so glorious. I'm going to go with the Oilers on this one.
Ooh, 1-1, lock it up.
Lock it up. Ow! I'm glad my back door is open. I'm just saying. That just made the show
Yeah.
so much more fun.
It'd be funny if he actually replied to your Al with an Al of his own.
Well, I'm not saying it that loud because I got neighbors I got to worry about.
No.
Our
I'm gonna
final
wake up
two.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Our final two is the Detroit Red Wings and the
Mhm.
Calgary Flames.
Oh,
Boom, that's right.
wow.
That's
Wow. All right. So sorry, Wayne. You're not going to win this time. So our final matchup.
That's
We
the one
got.
time he didn't win in Edmonton.
I know. I mean, it would be pretty interesting to see like two of the greatest all time, sporting it out. We got Mr. Hockey and we got Johnny Hockey sporting their respective teams' looks. Who wins, Detroit or Calgary?
I want to go last on this one.
All right, I'll go first. You know where I'm going with it. I cannot believe that I've gone this far with this team for all the pain that they've given me in the past. But I got to go with Gordy Howard, Detroit Red Wings, a national champ, so to speak. The most basic jersey
Yeah.
being the best jersey.
Well, there is a phrase that I like to say, KISS. Keep it simple. Stupid. I mean, the Detroit Red Wings, they've had the consistent look for a very long time. They didn't do any radical changes in the majority of their history. I mean, the spoked wheel is so synonymous with what the city of Detroit is. And you know what else? They don't have a horse with fire coming out of its nose. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Red Wings on this one.
It's all right, Dylan. I got your back, bro. Oh, no. I didn't win. I didn't vote for the winner. Oh, no.
Oh, no. You had the Flames?
I gone stung myself.
Goodbye, world.
Goodbye, cruel world. Rules is rules. You have the 10 items. I got to go put one back. I came down here for the toilet paper. That's the only reason I came down here in the first place. I do need the bubble gum, though. Damn it.
I know it's
Disappointing night for me.
it's okay. I mean they all, especially all the uniforms in this bracket, they best represented, their eras, and the players that sported them best represented the teams.
Well said.
So, I mean, with the Wings, they've been consistent throughout the majority of their history. I mean,
What's that I hear, Frankie? I hear something in the distance.
oh,
Oh, sweet.
that one, yeah. Yeah.
You do that so perfect. Perfect. That was an end to our third period. Want to let you guys know about Fan Up. It's the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NBA contests, NHL contests. You got the NCAA tournament contest going on and more, much more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value. FanUp.app. Go hit it up. All right, boys, really quickly because we got to go. So that way Lazy Booking can get rolling in their Scott Hall, Razor Ramon epic tribute. Real quick, we're gonna do our shootout. Hot take of the week. Who's a team that you're hoping does a little dancing in the NCAA?
Oh, I don't even know who's in. I haven't even looked at the bracket. Oof.
Anyone can answer. It's a pop-up question.
I'm gonna go Duke.
Hey, that would be surprising since they're kind of limping in. Yeah.
Yeah, limping in. Coach K's final season. It'd be fitting if he made one final run.
That's beautiful. That's an awesome hot take. I like it.
I mean, regardless of how this bracket's going to be this year, I have a very weird feeling we're not going to see a very exciting tournament. like a very vanilla tournament. I said this on Monday during Sports House. You can actually, if you want some bracket advice, you can check it out on our YouTube and our podcast pages. The team going the most dancing for me, I'm going to go with Tennessee as a dark horse on this one. I have Tennessee going into the Natty, taking on Kentucky.
I like it. I like
it.
I like it a lot. My hot take is St. Mary's dances all the way to the Elite Eight, possibly having to defeat the defending champ Baylor.
Interesting. That's a good one. I like that one.
Super hot take. That would pay off so well. We're hoping it. I'm trying to will it into existence.
Oh, it's hot.
Try to will it into existence. My player of the week, boys, Patrick Kane, NHL's #1 star. Only 1 goal, but a whopping 9 helpers. 5 versus Brian's Ducks alone on a 6-point night in 2 wins out of 3 outings. Plus 7-2 on the week, too. So really dazzling #1 star. Y'all can respect the Kaner.
I'm surprised you went there. I'm going to go with his line mate and go with Dylan Strome. Had a hell of a week, putting up another, I believe it was 5 points against the Anaheim Ducks and had a hat trick in that game as well. So let's go, Dylan Strome.
I don't have an NHL player, but outside of the league, I'm going to go with sticking into college basketball. I'm going to go with Ryan Turrell, a Division III athlete from Yeshiva University, and as he seeks to become the first Orthodox Jewish player to be in the league.
Good for him. Good luck to him. Seriously.
Nice.
So that's my player of the week.
It's frustrating that it's still in 2022. You're talking about first, but glad to have him. Glad to have him happen. Game of the week, boys. Looking ahead, I'll start off with mine because I looked ahead. If you want to peek at the schedule, see a game that sticks out for you. One game I'm amped up to watch: New York Rangers battling Tampa Bay Lightning on Saturday night. That should be an absolute doozy.
Oh yeah. Give me a second here, real quick.
Yeah.
As I scroll through, Toronto and Carolina is intriguing. Carolina sitting at the top of the league, upsetting Colorado earlier this week. Here's a good one. Oh, well, maybe it's not going to be as good as I thought. Never mind. Ignore that. Yeah, I like that Tampa Bay Rangers game. I think that's going to be a good one. I also saw another one that I liked was the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes on Sunday. I think that's going to be another good one. I think by that point, the Rangers could be battling for the top seed in the league, where currently Carolina is. So I think that could be a bloodbath, and we could see a changing of the tide at the top of the roster.
My game of the week.
Sorry.
This is going to be on Thursday. I got the Flyers Predators. Claude Giroux's 1,000th career game. Huge milestone. Let's hopefully we celebrate it with a win.
And possibly his very last game as a Flyer as well.
Yes.
Amen. Absolutely well said. We'll go out on that, boys. The Shootout is brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. 2 locations now, Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Let's go. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. He'll cure what ails you. All right, boys, let's jump off. Up next, we got Lazy Booking, Scott Hall tribute. So for Brian Daly, our man stepping in for Maddie Cincinnati, who's out this week, Frank Vespi, I'm Rob Povia. We'll catch you next week with probably some live reactions on the Hockey Happy Hour here on ATD Radio.
Ow!